do a little shuffle while we wait for that first awkward minute to go to just sneak by while Facebook informs everybody that we're doing it. We're doing the damn thing. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. All right. Oh my gosh. I already pre-shuffled, and then the minute I start shuffling again, the things are popping out. Oh, my earth signs. What's happening, babies? Because I know you guys are really good about putting the front up like everything's great. Oh, great. It's fine. Good. And it's a front. I know it is. Because this card right here is definitely continuation after our full moon. Because the full moon was asking you guys to open your hearts up and let those people that are closest to you in a little bit more. And I know that's really hard. You're like, yeah, but I'm letting you be in my world. Isn't that enough for you? No, because that's not how people work. So we're talking about, Leo season and our Aquarius full moon tomorrow. And it's, again, this huge theme this year of marrying our head and our heart and not making them fight and listening to both of them when they need to be heard and not trying to tell one or the other, dang you guys, to not telling one or the other to just shut up. It's like, okay, I hear you. That's cool. I hear you. And I understand. So this energy too has brought up a lot of focus on the paradoxes of life. And I want to really talk about them because they're really not going anywhere. And this whole thing about the balance of your head and your heart and your balance of life and how we're all trying to seek this balance and we're all trying to be better and we're all trying to be evolved, and half of us are trying to be spiritually enlightened and meditation masters, and just we're going to be these calm, relaxed people all the time. And that works for you should keep practicing that. But we're having a human experience, and to think that there will be a day where everything's just going to be balanced and nothing's ever going to bother me is probably foolish, for lack of a better word. So we have to find our place in the paradox. We have to take our power back, know that we can be a co-creator, and at the same time, let go of our control and trust our journey. It's a nice little Venn diagram of paradox. And it's not easy. So I implore you, I know words, to give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself. I think that's really what the messages are. Because even when we're spiritual people, we still call people assholes in the gas station parking lot when they're being assholes. Hi. We all have our days, okay? So let's look at what this full moon energy brings for you earth signs and how you can most benefit from it. And once again, I was talking about heart opening, Knight of Cups. Fell right out of the deck right when we started. It's this energy is really trying to get you guys to open your hearts more. Stop being so protective. And you can start small. Start with those closest to you. The Knight of Cups, he's like your knight in shining armor. But you want to be careful a little bit because sometimes he can also be like the smooth talker. I heard this great thing about knights the other day that stuck with me, that knights are great to have. They're it's a great energy. Everybody loves a knight, but they're travelers. So they tend to kind of stay around at the beginning or at the end, or when things start or when things end. They want to be there or they don't. They're like, they don't really stay for always for the long haul. It's like a traveling soldier. Um, he doesn't have time to stay around. He's got missions he has to go on. So this almost feels like, you guys are probably, especially in your like romantic relationships, probably really, forthcoming with all the love when you were trying to get that person. I hope you're not becoming complacent now. It just feels like you're supposed to be embracing your heart a little bit more. And it's almost like too, like, you might be saying the right things, but are you doing the right things? Or you might be doing the right things, but are you saying the right things? Like, it feels like there's only like one or the other. Like you're missing a part of it. Like you're saying what you're supposed to, but you might not, your actions might be following it, or you're doing some great things for your significant other, for your loved ones. But maybe they're like, yeah, but you don't, tell me I look pretty, or, thank me for doing all these things for our family, or, tell me you love me anymore. Like, but I brought you this thing and I did that. Or you might be like saying all the great things, but then you're not holding true to your word, or you're just like going off and doing your own thing. You're like, but I told you I loved you and I said all these things. Isn't that good enough? No. So, yeah. So it's very much like, make sure that you're not only saying the right things, you're doing the right things. You're not only doing the right things, you're saying the right things. And then it's, right things is all relative. It's for whatever is working for you in your situation. But there's very heart-centric here, because then our next card is the Queen of Swords in reverse. And when the Queen of Swords comes up in reverse, she's a stone cold, stubborn ass bitch. I love the Queen and King of Swords. I always think of them as meditation masters. So it's almost like this is the energy you're supposed to tap into. So what's getting in the way? Your brain, your mind. There's not a balance here. This is imbalance. You want your queen to be upright. You want these two to be working together. But he's so from my end, when I'm looking at it, right? Is that how you guys looking at it? Because this reflection thing is throwing me for a loop. He's looking at her and she's looking at him, but he's right side up and she's upside down. So it's almost like there's a rigidness. And I know y'all are stubborn. There's a lot of stubborn signs out there. We're stubborn people. That's how, we have to find this inner strength. And so we get stubborn. And so, yeah, that's why even here, like, you might be taking the action, but what are you actually saying? Like, are your words and your actions lining up? Is how you feel lining up with what you're putting out there to the world? Are you being a stone cold, stubborn person who doesn't want to meet your partner, like maybe halfway or something? Especially with these two people coming up in the Knight of Cups first. I mean, it's feeling like some sort of romantic relationship. I can't help go back to like partners and romantic relationships. The Knight of Cups can be a water sign. There might be a water sign you're really close to, usually Cancer, Scorpio, sometimes Pisces. The Queen of Swords can be a air sign, usually Libra, Aquarius, sometimes Gemini. But it's interesting because you have this Queen of Swords in the middle that's blocking the Knight from getting to the cup. So this is how I'm looking at it. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm getting the reflection thing. So there's his cup. There's his cup. and here's his cup, and he's trying to get to it. And your cup, your Ace of Cups here, is that like renewed emotion. Like you guys, like it's like you've been holding it all in, and it's time to like let it out more. Like let it spill out, let it be contagious. Maybe this is also can be like gifts from the universe, renewed faith in something bigger and higher than you, even if that is your relationship's bigger than you. But like, so he's trying to get to this thing here, but what's standing in the way? This fucking bitch. And this makes me think that this is what you guys are doing mentally. Here's what your heart is trying to get you to do, is to go over here to this new sense of emotion. I mean, it's literally trying to like get you to start something. It's trying to get you over here. It's trying to take action. It's taking your heart and it's like, let's do this. Let's do this over here because it feels good and it's cool. And you're going to be much happier, and you're going to be more connected, and you need something needs to open. I keep hearing openness, open. This is not openness at all. At all. She's already rigid, she's already very set in her ways when she's, for good reason, but when she's upside down, she's an unforgiving, uncompromising, stone cold bitch. I can't say it enough. I love when she comes up in reverse because I'd be like, you're a bitch. A lot of the, it's the queen. They're not technically gendered, but that is the feeling. So stop letting this feeling of like, it's like this is your protection. You've mentally put up these protective walls to protect your heart, but you're keeping out what could be so like beautiful, even if it's like and it's not even like, I mean, maybe this was you and then this was your partner and you're like, fuck that bitch, like get her out of here, or him, fuck that bitch, get him out of here. And you're looking for somebody new. Maybe there's somebody new around the corner. That could be that too. This more feels like since it's coming after the night, it feels like a revived sense of this new. And this is such like new overflowing energy and emotion and feeling and love, like, and I know that you guys have been protecting yourself. That's why you're like, I'm good. Everything's fine. I don't need any of that bullshit. We all need it, and it's trying to renew. That's where I'm looking for. Renew this sense of faith and love and compassion in you. So if you feel like, because life's been throwing you some stuff, so you've had to really put up your walls, I understand, but the energy is trying to get you to let them down a little bit, for sure. Cool. All right, my lovely earth signs. Saw a couple people get on. I don't know if they're still on, or they were like, this is getting too real for me. I got kind of real for you, earth signs. So then I'm going to pull a mystical shaman oracle card. Give little shuffles here. I can feel your little wall around your heart, you guys. And it's funny because I could feel it for the water signs too, but the water signs are in a place where they are like, it's time to expand it out. So I could feel I could literally feel the difference around my heart chakra. That's how like much I've been doing this stuff, and it's so cool. Like I could feel the wall with the water signs, like literally, like I could feel where it started and expand. And your guys' wall is just like It is like a face sucker from fucking Aliens. You know, like the little alien babies, the face suckers, like that's what your little wall feels like on your heart. And it's just like, you're just gonna like rip it off, like it's just getting all up in there. But you're the only sign who didn't get your element in here. And that just, especially with like having 2 cups come up, you're needing that. Like usually, like we're not supposed to just be one. Ooh, the circle, that one feels good. You're not supposed to just like, I'm an earth sign and I'm going to be an earth sign. We're supposed to learn from each other. And I just looked at the clock and it was 15:55, 555. So we got the circle for y'all. Ooh, number 8. Everyone's been getting really cool cards. You're the first science tonight to not get a person in your oracle card. Y'all are special today. Oh, and I opened right to it. Okay. The essence, unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The circle reminds us we are all one, dancers in a unified, continuous, inclusive circle. This card reminds us of the cycles of life and the evolving self, ever-changing and always connected. Human, spirit, nature, the cosmos, all intrinsically connected. All intrinsically connected. I promise I can read. I've been tripping up all night on these. So sorry. All right, so you guys, it came up in reverse to get the medicine. When the circle comes as your medicine, you're meant to come to an understanding of the importance of decay and letting go. The importance of dying to an old form and being reborn anew. This is your rebirth for your heart. If you are faced with the challenge of loss or disappointment, remember this. In the circle of life, nothing is ever wasted. Love will seek itself again. Prosperity will come from a new idea or opportunity, and spirit always waits for you to find your place in the dance again. You're getting that. Wow. This is your opportunity to revive, to renew, to be reborn. How are you going to do that? How are you going to let this wall go? Let the wall die, because that's goosebumps, because your wall felt living and breathing to me like a thing that was like a parasite. And it literally says to let go, let like the dying of the old. So you literally have to figure out how to like let that wall die and fall off in order to be like reborn again, ever evolving. Like you might be pretty happy about some things right now, but like if you really talk to yourself, like, are you cool with status quo? Or do you want more from life? Because you're getting that opportunity to have that next step, but you have to let go of this wall. Because, ooh, mama, it's getting in the way. He's trying so hard to get to that cup. And your wall is living and breathing. That's how long it's been around. That's how long you've been letting it feed off your heart. It's not doing you any good. And it doesn't feel like it's doing your relationships any good either. So if you did find yourself recently in an ended relationship and that this could be your new relationship, please make sure you handle this first. A new person is not going to fix this. A new person is not going to suddenly like get your wall to go down. The new person might help, but if you're still holding a wall up like this, you're going to have the same issues that you had before. Okay? And we all deserve better. And you know, we're all working on it. And we're all human. And we can't be perfect, and it's all going to be okay. And thank you so much for being here. I hope that this was helpful. Please let me know what you think, how you feel, what came up for you. I have a scheduling page now, so you can book readings with me. We don't have to be right in front of each other. We can do it over video. It's really cool. And it will just help pinpoint things for you better to help you move forward. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you for tuning in to tune into the current energy as we fly through space on this giant, crazy, magical rock together. All right, I will see you next time. Love you guys. Bye.